Morning, guys. It's Corrupted
and the Drag
with Ramen for the Soul. And sorry we missed last week, but Drago was sick, and we don't have it set up yet to where we can do it remotely. We're working on that. It's just not set up yet. But hopefully by the time it happens again where one of us is sick, we can just do it remotely. Well, we can't say we're not going to get sick.
Yeah.
But like the big thing is we just want to make sure we want it to be like 6 months. That way we have the infrastructure.
That's definitely true.
So, but today we're doing all of last week's and a little bit of this week's. I had to pick up a bunch of extra hours at work, so I didn't have enough time to watch 50 episodes. So we just did 40 something episodes.
I ain't count.
So it's like 1.75, or no, it's like 1.8, I think.
I think it would be 8, 1.8. Like almost all of it, but not all of it.
Yeah.
Not the full 50.
Yeah, just under.
Yeah, that would be like 1.8. But was it like what you had it, 147 to 155?
175.
175, my bad.
Oh no, we did 20 episodes. Yeah, because originally it was supposed to be to like 160. Like last week was supposed to be to 160, 147 to 160 because it's like 8 episodes of filler.
Yeah. I'm with you now.
So actually, no, we're past where we were originally supposed to be. That's funny.
Yeah, because of those fillers.
Yeah.
Those filler episodes pushed, and we skipped those fillers.
Yeah. So like,
it works out.
Our math is not good because we're not good at math, but like we're on track to be totally caught up by March of next year. I think April of next year, because I think April's the last week of April's when we started. But so we're at the Scapia arc, which is when things first start to get real, like when shit actually gets real in the world of One Piece, because like we learn about the stuff that's actually like happens, and it's the thing that makes Robin a nihilist later. Like it's the thing that makes Robin a nihilist in the next arc.
Yeah.
So it starts off with the Straw Hats have a ship dropped on their ship. That's the best way to explain it.
Literally. Like out of nowhere, it's a ship dropping on top of the Going Merry from out of nowhere. At least right now, we say it's out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's it falls out the sky, and it's not a normal ship. It's like a 400-something-year-old ship.
Yeah,
like a 402-year-old ship at least.
At least,
because I think they go to check it out, and because Usopp made special barrel diving suits, which I think is like a good thing. It shows off like how good of an engineer Usopp is. Like he made diving suits and just didn't tell anybody. He's just like, oh yeah, guys, by the way, I made diving suits. I made 3 of them.
Yeah, like he pulls a lot of stuff just out of nowhere. Like,
which is gonna be a recurring theme in this arc.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he creates the Batman grappling hook.
The Tarzan, more like it.
By the way, when we get there, where the hell does he store the hook? It's just like a normal ass belt with a big loop. Is it doing the static thing again?
Yeah.
Mother effer, dude.
Been having some technical difficulties.
How about now?
test. Yes, it still is.
Gosh darn it. How about now?
No, it ain't stopped.
It's not. It didn't stop?
I still hear static.
Oh, yeah. How about now?
Yeah. I don't hear anything now.
I know. That's because I turned it off. I just turned it off. Here. Hold up. Is it still staticky?
Yep.
How about now?
Yep.
How about now?
Still.
Okay, that sounds super weird. What the heck? Sorry. I'm trying to fix the equalizer because Voice Meter Banana does not like SteelSeries headphones for some reason. What's it sound like if I change the bass? Oh.
It's still like static, and I don't really hear. I hear the changes in the voice, but not like a lot.
Well, I turned that one off for now, for a second.
Oh, okay.
Well, not like hearing it, or not what you say, but hearing it through that. So I'm seeing if I can fix it. Maybe if I do this. Is it still staticky?
No.
It's not staticky?
No.
Okay. Maybe because it's wireless, it needs to be the first thing in the queue.
The order.
Yeah. Maybe. That's it. I don't know. I'm not an audio engineer. But I am gonna I like that treble being over here. I actually really like that. Cause that talk real quick.
Yeah.
See, that sounds better when I change the bass and the treble.
Yeah.
It just sounds better. It sounds crisper.
It doesn't like revert my voice back to me too hard.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that shit does. I just said screw it. We'll see what happens here, and it actually sounds.
You do sound really low though.
That's because I went through second puberty, my dude. I just
don't know how it's gonna be on the audio.
Okay, so they dive down to check out the wreck of the ship. They run into Monkey Man number 1, named Masuri or Masura. It's something like that, and he's an actual monkey man. We're not being Freezer Sugurus. He's an actual monkey man. Like he's like legit a human monkey hybrid, which is weird because he doesn't have devil fruit powers.
Right.
He's just maybe back up a little bit.
Nah, I had it turned it up.
Oh, you turned the volume all the way up.
Yeah, that hurt. That hurt.
But so they're like actual monkey men, or the dude Masuri or Masura, however you say his name. I wrote it down, but I don't remember how to say it because I don't like his character.
Yeah.
Okay, he's lame.
Yeah, he is pretty lame.
He's got a boat with a bunch of bananas on it.
Yeah.
It looks ridiculous. I wish I had a picture to put up. Young Jamie, pull that up. But it's just like one of those things where the dude acts like a badass because he wants to do stuff with Nami. For a more polite way to say it, because Nami like flirts with him to get him to stop. He's
simping.
Yeah, he simps hard.
Dude's simping hard for a woman he might not even get.
Might not. Motherfucker's not.
Definitely not.
She's like the greatest, what's it called? Gold digger in anime history. There's no way that's happening.
Oh, yeah.
So,
100%.
Luffy lays out Monkey Man. and they get attacked by some motherfucking giants. And not like there's giants in One Piece, and they're like 50 foot tall, but these are like hundreds of feet tall.
Yeah, you talking about those? I don't even know what they actually call them. What their actual name is.
But they're just like shadows of people on the fucking Skypiea.
Pretty much.
Aren't they just the shadows?
Yeah.
When like the sun gets directly over Skypiea.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what y'all don't know what Skypiea is yet. We'll get there. It's basically like one of the biggest plot contrivances I've ever seen. So, Luffy beats up Monkey Man. He ends up with his eternal log post.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes to a place called Jaya. And it's one thing that's funny is Luffy's just like, man, I hope Jaya's a town made out of meat.
Yeah, no.
He legit says that.
Nah, that is crazy because that would be his equivalent of gold. Like for him to actually get excited.
Yeah, but what makes it even funnier is like that's like his goal, but Jaya is the home or the original home of the City of Gold.
Yeah.
Like Jaya is the City of Gold. So it's kind of funny that so he kind of gets his wish.
Yeah. He definitely, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So like it's just kind of stupid. So Jaya's like a total ruffian town. Everybody's just like bandits and pirates and everything. Like everybody is. We see some dude named Bellamy get cheated in a card game, so he just pops a cap in a motherfucker and then throws him out a window. But it's not as badass as they try to make it seem. Because like one scene later you learn it's a first story window. Like they're just like, oh dude, he threw this dude out a window. And then it turns out it's on the first floor. Like, what? Like, why'd you hype it up?
Yeah, they hyped it up a little much for what actually was happening.
So, Luffy, Nami, and Zoro walk around trying to ask crap about, have you heard of Sky Island? And everyone's just like, these people are out of their minds. And they're stupid. Bellamy is a pirate with a $50 million bounty. And he matters.
75.
It's 50.
50?
Yeah.
This was 70. Somebody
it might 75. Be later, because he's going to show up in like 700 episodes.
I thought it was for that. But, no, it's so good.
Because he shows up in episode, or like 800, he shows up in like episode 900 and something. Because he's in Dressrosa too. Like, it's going to be a while till he shows back up.
Yeah.
But, Bellamy, like, sees Zoro and Luffy's bounty and wants to recruit him. Because he's like, oh, 30 million. Because he doesn't know that after defeating Crocodile, Luffy's real bounty is 100 million. So
Luffy didn't even know.
Yeah. And Zoro's is 60 million. And so, like... Bellamy's just like, oh, they're weaker than me because early in the series, bounties are used as like their power level, quote
which
unquote.
I hate.
Yeah, it's a bad thing, like a bad way to do it, but it's like Oda's making fun of it when you think about it because it doesn't matter.
He 100% is making fun of it
because like Chopper has like a $5 bounty or some crap.
It's like I think his first one's like 25.
25. Like, but he's able
10.
to beat people with like a $10 million bounty.
Yeah.
Like, we'll get to it, but he beat someone that would have a $10 million bounty in like 2 hits. Like, when he stops being a pussy and actually fights. You know what I mean? Like, when he's just like, when he pops a steroid.
The rumble ball.
Yeah. And he's like, so it's like, if you're making fun of the normal power scaling system from Shonen, and this is the first time you really see that, is this arc.
Yeah, that's true.
So Bellamy finds out that Luffy's there. He wants to recruit him because he's just like, oh, it's not every day we see two guys with over a $10 million bounty. Let's go recruit them. But Bellamy's a dick, so I think you can see how the recruiting's gonna go. So Luffy, Nami, and Zoro go into a bar. They meet this dude named Teach. We know he's Blackbeard. They don't know he's Blackbeard. And he has like almost the exact same outlook on life as Luffy. Like exact. They both try to get in a pissing contest on who can order the most food or who can like eat the most food in one sitting. Blackbeard's just like, I like the cut of your jib, kid. I'm gonna order 50 cherry pies and leave.
Yeah, that's definitely how it went, and it's crazy they choose pies. Buying pies is the first thing they rival.
Another thing that's funny is some dude walks by that turns out to be a member of Blackbeard's crew, and he calls himself the champion of fighting, and both Zoro and Luffy want to fight him. As soon as he said, they just like, I want to test that.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Not even that, but Doc Q, the little dude that gave him the apples, and at first that was one of Blackbeard's crew. And I like when he gave him the apple, he was like, nah, you didn't eat a bad one. Because you ate a bad one, you would have killed over and died immediately. You must be lucky, or it must be fate.
Well, I think it was actually a bad apple.
Oh, nah, it was. Just snotting the one that would hurt Luffy. Because he bit in and it exploded that shop that they were next to. So I guess that's just what it did.
And then, what's it called? Nami starts asking the barman about Sky Island. And the little shit stain he is, Bellamy, starts making fun of him for just like, how dare you have hopes and dreams?
Right.
How dare you? How dare you want to better yourself?
How dare you have things you want?
How dare you make me feel bad about my life choices?
How dare you have goals?
He literally pulls the One Piece equivalent of a Karen speech.
Yeah, pretty much.
He straight up just grabs Luffy by the back of the head when he starts laughing at him and slams him into the floor. And then, like, Nami's just like, yo, beat his ass, bro.
Beat his ass,
Luffy's just like, yo, Zoro, no matter what happens, don't swing.
Yep. The Shanks parallel from the beginning of the show.
Yeah. And we get this whining, for lack of better terms, from Bellamy.
Yeah.
Thing is, the time of pirates' dreams are over. The city of gold, the emerald ruins, and the great One Piece. The fools who dreams of these fictional treasures don't know the real treasures that surround them. In this age of oceans, the very men who are brave enough and capable enough of navigating currents end up chasing these ridiculous dreams and die in the process. Whenever people speak of these dead idiots, they always say, he was happy because he died living his dream. Ha! No. He died because he was a fool. So when I see people choosing dreams or chasing dreams of the One Piece, I get disgusted. And he punches Luffy again. But, like, it's a big parallel there. Because Bellamy's really nihilistic. Like, he has no dream. He doesn't have a guiding focus in life. He just fills the void with alcohol and gambling and money.
And, like, his false sense of power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, his false sense of power could be seen as, like, since I've beaten everyone except for, like, we don't know this at the moment, but he's beaten everyone that he's fought except for his old boss.
Yeah.
Like,
and even then, like...
And even then, he, like, gets permission to leave from his old boss.
Yeah.
So...
Because I think about it, what just hits me, like, what if Bellamy knew Luffy and Zoro's real bounties, how he would have treated them?
We know how he would have treated... He thought it was fake.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You're right. Because it did come out when he comes back. But, yeah.
He thought it was fake. Especially because they didn't swing at him.
Yeah.
Because even if they knew the real bounty, Luffy and Zoro wouldn't have done anything. Cause Luffy and Zoro are just like, yeah, these guys are a bunch of losers that don't understand dreams matter. Yeah. There's like, they don't understand that dreams are the entire reason to live your life. Mm-hmm. And so they just completely ignore them. And also, they like they're like throwing a bunch of stuff at him, but it's like scratching them, but they don't give a crap. It's just like, cool, that's awesome. Was that supposed to impress me? Like, that's how Zoro and Luffy are with everything. That was
supposed to hurt, kid?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think they throw Zoro out of the first story window. Or was it Luffy? He throws one of them out the first story window. Like it was supposed to do something. It's like, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. It would hurt a normal person to get thrown out the first story window. But a motherfucker that bench presses a house 30 episodes ago. Remember, Zoro picks up a whole ass house, military presses it, and throws it at a man. Right? So, and Zoro's much, much, much weaker than Luffy physically.
Yeah.
Like, significantly weaker than Luffy. You telling me throwing him out of a first story window is supposed to hurt this man that had a house collapse on top of him? No. Pick up the house that collapsed on top of him. The part, like half, it was like a 2-story house. The first story collapsed. He picks up the second story and throws it at a man.
Yeah, I wouldn't want no smoke.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, throwing him out of first story window is not going to do shit.
You might as well just threw some sand in his face. Probably did more damage.
Yeah, probably would have. He probably would have, like, scratched his cornea. He'd finally have an excuse to why his sense of direction's so bad.
Facts.
That reminds me, it cracks me up so much when we get to the South birds.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to go south, and he's just like, why are you looking the wrong way, stupid bird?
I know what you're talking about.
And the South bird, like, can only look south. So he's just like, why are you looking that way? Walks the wrong way. Like, the whole time. I just can't wait for Zoro to show up in the new season of Demon Slayer.
Bro.
He's gonna see the Rock Hashira fight what's his name and be like, I want to learn that style. Watch, it's gonna be hilarious. But Luffy and Zoro refuse to fight back, and then Bellamy thinks it's just because they're too weak to beat him. Like, he's just like, oh, they're just gonna take this beating so that they don't have to fight me and die. But nah, it's just legit. Luffy doesn't think that someone that's as close-minded and nihilistic as Bellamy deserves a rebuttal.
Facts.
Like, and then Bellamy's just like a nihilistic twerp because he's like the same height as Luffy, and Luffy's kind of short.
Yeah.
Like, he's not, like, his right-hand man is taller than him.
Yeah.
Bellamy's kind of short.
Dude in the white coat.
The dude that looks like if Django was a rock star.
Yeah. Like a real rock star. Yeah. Not play.
Or no, Brooke mixed with Django from
the
I can
island. See that.
That's what he looks like. And he's got the the modified version of the flag on his chest.
Yep.
And I like what they tried to do there, but they keep misanimating the tattoo on his chest. I don't know if you noticed that. The line's supposed to look like an eye patch, like Bellamy's flag, but they keep messing up the animation so the line will be too high. Like in certain, like you'll see certain pictures of it, like on his chest. It's a circle that's turned into a skull with the line over one of the eyes to be an eye patch, but they fucked up animating a couple of the pictures, and the line is like sitting above the eye instead of on the eye, like touching the eye, so it doesn't look like an eye patch. It just looks like a clear do-rag. Like, it's really funny that it's like one of those things, like, it'll be in the shot like it looks like an eye patch, and then he'll move, and then the eye won't be, like, it won't be an eye patch anymore. It's just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, when he fights later on, like, it happens, and it just cracks me up. Like, I don't remember the dude's name. I just remember that he has the tattoo that changes. But Bellamy's, like, a good pair, like, because Luffy's the opposite of nihilistic. He's all about like living life, living large, loving every moment of it, dying for his dream, sacrificing everything he needs to, suffering like he needs to. But Bellamy wants none of that shit. He wants like the exact opposite. He wants this new era where dreams don't exist anymore, like where it's just about power and money.
I can definitely see that. Because, like, just in general, with the way he was taking, like, approaching just how Luffy and Zoro looked, trying to say it was a weakness, like, I could tell the area he comes from, and it makes sense of a lot of things that happen later.
What's it called? He's from the North Blue, right?
I couldn't tell you.
Because, what's it called? Roland the Liar is like a tale from the North Blue.
Yeah.
And he knew it, like, he heard it growing up as a kid. Is it Nolan or Roland? I'm pretty sure it's Nolan. Yeah. Nolan. But, because Sanji's from the North Blue.
Yep.
And that's how Sanji heard it growing up. Is he's from the North Blue. Which is weird. That like, because the story didn't happen in the North Blue, but it's popular in the North Blue. Because they're in the Grand Line. They're nowhere near the North Blue.
I mean, yeah. But
no, but I'm saying because Jaya is the island that Roland.
But the same thing could be said about, like, you know, Sanji and his backstory. I mean, no, we'll get there. I ain't even.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying though. Yeah. It's like that's a weird thing to like put it there. Like for Sanji to say like I grew up listening to that in the North Blue.
No, it was the family. I remember. It was the family. Because Nolan's last name, that family, it was popular in the North Blue. That's how Sanji heard it. Yeah.
Okay. The LeBlanc?
Mont Blanc.
Mont Blanc. I know it was something whitey.
Yeah, it was the family. I remember
now. But yeah, Bellamy, like, kicks him out the bar. And it's just like, yo, you weaklings. You wouldn't even fight back. You suck. I hate you. Deal with it. You suck. The way
that you walk, the way that you talk.
Yeah. He's so wholesale ass. Pulls a not like us. And then, like... but, like, the problem is like... He's got no reason to pull a not like us.
Right, because
he's just being a bitch. No. He doesn't pull a not like us. He pulls a
Euphoria.
No, not a Euphoria. He pulls a what's the one that came out before Meet the Grams?
616.
No. That the thing that Kendrick responded to with Meet the Grams. It's not a bad song, but Meet the Grams was just so much better than it that it doesn't matter.
616.
No. I'm talking about the Drake song.
Oh, Family Matters.
Family Matters, yeah. It's like he like throws Family Matters at Luffy, and Luffy's just like motherfucker. and then like a little bit later, he hits him with the not like us. Dude, that reminds me of a meme. It's totally off topic, but
I was talking about though.
Which one?
The one with the Green Lantern.
No. So I made this meme myself because I saw it on YouTube. Unfair. I saw it on YouTube, and I was watching the Tim Henson cover BBL Drizzy, the guitarist for Polyphia. And I was reading the comments, and one comment was just like, "Man, that is one of the most beautiful humans I've ever seen in my life." That?
Oh, yeah.
And then some dude said, I like her tattoos. And some dude goes, asterisk. And he goes, well, that's a weird way to find out I might be gay. That just cracked me up when I saw it. I had to share it with everybody. But Bellamy is just like a total nihilistic prick. Like, he has no reason to live. Like, he just wants this new era where everything's ruled by power. And we learned why he wants that, like, much later on. Why he's looking forward to it. Because Doflamingo, who we're going to meet in a little bit, guys. Don't worry. He actually shows up in like 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Just to talk shit.
First time.
Yeah, just to talk a mad amount of shit. And then what's his name? He's just like a massive nihilist that has like no reason to live outside of just being hedonistic and chasing pleasure. And he thinks everyone else should be like that since he is. And he gets mad at anyone that is chasing a dream because it shows how useless he is. Like when you think about like Luffy chasing his dream, trying to go to Skypiea and all these other things that he doesn't think is that Bellamy thinks is useless and not real. It like forces Bellamy to see himself as less than Luffy because he doesn't have the wherewithal to. Like he doesn't have the ability to believe in himself. Like he doesn't see life as something worth it, so he is like dejected, and so anybody else that's just like, man, life is sick, he's just like, you piece of shit.
Pretty much.
Like, that's like Bellamy's entire character.
Verbatim. Yeah.
Like that's his entire thing. But like Luffy's all about like life is the best, but it's totally worth sacrificing it to become king of the pirates, sort of thing. Because being king of the pirates is even better than life, sort of thing.
Yep.
So it's like a whole, like I guess the best way to say it is that their viewpoints are so diametrically opposed. It's like they're on opposite sides of the universe.
Completely.
Like they're not even close to trying to get a similar conclusion.
But that's what makes Blackbeard in that same realm so interesting.
Yeah. But also, like, Blackbeard's morals are, like, close to Luffy's, but, like, just off. Because, like, he, like, wants, like, everyone on his crew to have a devil fruit. That way they don't have to worry about being the best at something. And he's not going after any devil fruit. He's going after particularly the strongest for that particular crew member.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
one that fits them the best.
Yeah. The one that gives them the most likely chance of winning. Like, he gives one of them a mythical Zoan fruit, just like, here you go, be Nine-Tailed Fox, motherfucker. Like, but when they leave the bar, we see Blackbeard. He still hasn't called himself Blackbeard because Luffy wouldn't like him if he was Blackbeard. Because if you remember from Alabasta, that's who Ace is chasing right now and trying to catch.
Yep.
And then when they talk to Blackbeard, like, Nami's chastising them, just like, why didn't you fight them? You easily could have beat them. At least I could have sworn you could have. Why didn't you fight them? Are you really that weak? You let them make fun of us. Blackbeard's just like, girl, what the hell are you talking about? It's like, dude, you realize they dominated that fight. They won the fight without throwing a single punch. Nami's just like, are you retarded?
Nah, at
I love that.
point,
Nami's just like, are you retarded?
The retarded one.
Nami's just like, are you retarded, Mr. Man, eating 51 cherry pies? Like, you, that sounds ridiculous. And he's just like, nah, bro, trust. Nami's just like, no,
and then I like too, when they both got up, the symbolism that they have the same kind of lines but different ways of coming when they both walked in separate directions.
But also another thing that's crazy is when they walk away and Luffy's just like, he felt weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nami's just like, what you mean, what was wrong with him? Or says something about he, and then Zoro goes, not a he, they.
Yep.
And then everyone tried to turn it into like a non-binary thing, but no, it's probably because he has multiple souls in his body, because he doesn't sleep. And I like the theory that he's based off an actual pirate crew of brothers. Like, there's 3 brothers in the crew, and they just all share the same body as the theory. And it works because, or the thing about it that I like so much, that theory, is that every time you see him, he has a slightly different personality. He has different missing teeth. Mm-hmm. Like, there's 3 different variations of his teeth. Just 3, no more. It's just 3 and it's always the same 3 variations. And then the Jolly Roger of every pirate says exactly what that pirate's about.
And his has
it's 3 skulls.
Yep.
Yeah. Like Luffy's is all about like carrying on what Shanks wanted. So he's got what used to be Shanks' symbol on his flag. Because now I don't even remember what Shanks' current symbol is. Isn't it just like a red hair? Yeah. Because he's
like
no
some
longer
little thing with a strike on it.
Yeah, like to like symbolize a scar or whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, so and Buggy's is like a clown face on his skull. Because he's a fucking clown.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Whitebeard's is his mustache.
Yeah.
But
so
also
is Rogers.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That's why they're such good friends. Yep. They both have mustaches. It's like, sup, bro? Mustache war. It's like they remind me of the Colonel Armstrong and Teacher's husband. Where that shit, you know, where they flex and rip their shirts and then they shake hands.
Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of. Or like that's actually how they greet each other though.
Pretty much.
Like in the flashback, they both activate their advanced Conqueror's Hockey to see who falls first. Or not fall first, but to see who wavers first. Like, that's some big dick energy, dude. Like, can you imagine? Just like walking up to your boy and pulling out like a revolver with all blanks but one, and y'all both just go
Russian roulette
to greet each other. Like, that shit wild. But so we get the something's wrong with this man speech from Zoro, and it's Zoro, so the speech is only just like not he, they. And now he's just like, what the fuck does that mean? And everybody ignores you. Like, everybody just immediately is just like, yeah, no. What the heck? Oh, that's what that says. Okay, sorry, I couldn't read my handwriting. Oh yeah, Blackbeard yells when they're walking away, the dreams of pirates will never end. Like, showing like he's like has a super similar outlook to Luffy. And then he says they can laugh at us all they want, because when you aim high, you often come across fights that just aren't worth fighting. And then Nami's just like, man, that dude's weird. Luffy's just like, I don't know, and it's not he. And then Zoro goes, probably they. And then, like, everyone's, like, they go meet Cricket Mont Blanc, who's the last living descendant of this dude named Roland. Nolan. It's one of those names, okay?
Nolan.
Okay. It's one of those names, okay? They rhyme, so they're the same name in my book. And remember, Cricket is like evenly matched with Sanji, right? Pretty evenly matched with Sanji. Like, he pulls out a gun and Sanji can't beat him, but then the effects of diving too much and not repressurizing his lungs catch up to him. He passes out. Chopper takes care of him because Chopper a good dude. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the Monkey Man's brother shows up and he's an orangutan instead of a gorilla. And he has a very annoying voice, and that's his weapon. And he matters for like 20 minutes later. Like half episode later. Back to Cricket. Luffy's just like, yo, we wanna go to Sky Island. We were told you might know where to go. He's like, for saving my life, I help you. You gotta find this weird ass bird that can only look south. And they gotta find this bird. Like, it's just a giant, like, mutant toucan. that can only look south. Like that's it. He can only look south. Which is weird. Like, why does he look south? Because we know it's not a magnetic field thing or magnetic wave thing. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder how they look south all the time. Cause a compass doesn't work because the magnetic waves are too effy. So the question, how does a south bird work? They just magic. I feel like they just magic. Like there's some magic shit in One Piece. South bird can be another one. So after that, they go try to catch the south bird, and it turns out the woods of Jaya fucking suck. It's filled with spiders.
Yeah, they pretty bad.
And a bunch of other stuff. We find out Luffy is a massive bug nerd.
Massive.
Like it's like he's like, oh my god, it's a beetle, and then names exactly the type of beetle. That's pretty rare. That's awesome. And then he runs into a Hercules stag beetle, and he fangirls. He legitimately fangirls, and he's so hyped about it that it actually makes Chopper hyped. Cause another thing people don't talk about is Chopper's basically like a 7-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wasn't a 7-year-old in reindeer years, but eating the fruit, cause he's not that old as a reindeer. He's probably 2 years old as a reindeer or some shit, since they grow up real fast, you know. But eating the fruit probably made him the same. Made him age like a human. So he had the fruit for probably a year or whatever. So he's probably 4 years old if I had to guess. Hold up. I can look that crap up. How old is Tony Chopper? How old is Tony Chopper? He is 15 years old. But I don't think he's actually I don't think he's mentally 15 years old. Is my thing. I think he's mentally 7 or 8, cause he hasn't had the fruit for that long. You know what I mean?
Maybe the fruit has to catch up.
That's what I think developmentally. His human brain is only a 7-year, because he learns things super crazy fast. He learns things like a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think from the moment he ate the fruit, that's when his human brain started. So he acts developmentally he's 7 or 8.
An awakening described as what happens when the mind catches up to the body. So it'll make sense.
Yeah. And so, that makes it make even more sense. I think, his brain, I think since he's now, a human he's a human reindeer hybrid, but he's more human than reindeer now after eating the fruit. You know? He's more human than reindeer. Because, or I would say he has more in common with a human than a reindeer. Because, his base form is he's basically he looks like a 7.
Yeah.
With the only difference he has his horn and a slightly modified face, but it's just one of those things. What's it called? The internet is messing up. Let's hope it catches back up real quick so it doesn't cut out. Yeah, the internet's still messed up. I'm fixing it this week. I actually took off work so I could spend one of the days to fix it. Because I'm set a bunch of stuff up to make it wired. That's actually why I took the day off.
You good?
One of the days off. And then talking about Chopper. So it makes sense why it's so easy to hype him up with whatever any of the Straw Hats are interested in. But Luffy gets him super hyped up about bugs. I just find it hilarious. It's hilarious in my opinion. While they're off chasing the Southbird, Bellamy learns about Cricket, and he's just like, Cricket's gotta have gold. Oh, there's another thing we forgot. The monkey people from earlier are like family to Cricket. Like, they're like super close to Cricket because they like declared Cricket their leader and had Cricket teach them how to be pirates. So it's like Cricket is the monkey people Shanks. So like the monkey people are there. Bellamy shows up to fight Cricket. Oh yeah, before that real quick, I wrote it down at the top so I almost missed it. Talking about the monkey people when the monkey people show up at Cricket's house and they're talking. Remember, the orangutan brother doesn't think he can beat up, or his exact words are, I don't think I can kick my brother's ass. And Luffy's just like, I don't know, I think you can. And he kicks him, and he goes flying like 10 stories up in the air. What if that's because Luffy believed he could do it? What if that's the Nika fruit?
No, it could.
Instead of like imagination, just his belief. He's just like, I believe you can beat your brother up.
A lot of foreshadowing to a lot of things.
It's just something, like I wrote it down at the top because it was like random, but it was like
because it could foreshadow Nika's real power, but not only that, he did that to somebody else. And there was this theory going around that they was going to do. That's why all those artworks start flying around of other characters in the Gear 5 like artwork, because they big theories that Luffy's gonna give it to him in some way, like Naruto shared his power, and like Asta's doing it in Black Clover right now.
I need to read the rest of Black Clover, but I want to wait because Home Dude keeps getting sicker and sicker.
Yeah, and he only releases chapter like every 4 months.
Yeah, he went from once every week with every third week off, like the normal shonen thing, to once a month to once every 2 months. Now he's like once every 4 months.
Once every quarter.
He keeps getting sicker. I hope he gets better. Same with the Hunter x Hunter guy. He keeps getting sick too.
Mm-hmm.
And the Hunter guy's like one of the greatest mangaka of all time. So, also, I didn't realize this. Did you know the dude that wrote Hunter x Hunter is also the author of Yu Yu Hakusho?
No, I did not know that.
I know the craziest thing of trivia about him. You want to know what it is?
What is it?
He's married to the chick that wrote Sailor Moon.
That's cool.
They've been married for like almost 30 years.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they're
really
like
cool.
The greatest power couple in manga history. Because like the second most famous female mangaka and like one of the greatest male mangakas of all time. And the reason I say second most famous is because the person that wrote Full Metal Alchemist was a chick, if I remember correctly. But so Bellamy shows up. Him and his crew show up. The Monkey Brothers and Cricket beat the crap out of Bellamy's crew. And then Bellamy's just like, okay, enough playing around. And we find out Bellamy has a very, very lame devil fruit. It's called the Spring fruit. And it lets him make springs.
Which is still like, he only shows him ever doing it out of his legs. I don't know why they only ever showing him doing it out of his legs.
Well, it's probably just because like that's the best place to do it out of.
Shit.
At least early on.
Shit.
Like, where else is it good for combat purposes? Where's a better place to put? There's not.
On his arm. It is. Because he already does it on his leg. Imagine him jumping at you, then at the point of impact, putting it on his arm. That little extra force and comeback would be like a little extra, just a little bit.
It would actually, with that, it would take force away.
I mean, but the way he fights, though, I feel like he could do something with that. The reason I'm saying,
like, doing it off the leg, so when he would have to, like, push his arm in beforehand and then spring forward.
No, he let the force do it. And then he could revert and do some other shit. I
think he should it don't matter.
Like it don't matter at the end of the day. Like
I just think it'd be cool. Handsprings and stuff, and I would like put them on my cheeks. So when people punch me, they punch themselves.
Like he could did more than just having it on his legs. But like if he really had it, like he could be acrobatic and could have did it like push offs.
Yeah, that's how I would.
He could have did.
Or I would have like made my quads the springs.
Yeah.
Because he makes his shins, he makes his calf springs. But I feel like your quads being springs, like that's what you want. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's Oda's story. He's allowed to do it how he wants. I feel like a spring fruit you can have a little bit more, but also like he's not like they're not metal. Like he doesn't turn into metal. It's just he has like his body like becomes like a spring. So I wonder if it's just like why it's on his legs. It's just to show us what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah.
Sort of like how
it's definitely not bad. I see the design in it.
Like how arts work in Demon Slayer. That would make sense to me if that's what it was. But Bellamy like one shots all the monkey people. Almost kills Cricket. Luffy shows up with the South Bird after they caught it, and he's just like...
And Cricket was already down. Yep.
Yeah. And then it's like one of the few times we just see Luffy just like, somebody's gonna die.
And it was... I like that scene too, because like, he went back to that village, and it was like, Luffy, you need help? It's like, nope. I do this on my own.
Oh yeah, here's what Cricket says right before he punches him in the back. Or I think he kicks him in the back. He fucks up his back. He says, you know something, Junior? A worthless little punk like you who is too afraid to believe in dreams doesn't have the right to call himself a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just, like, hints at that he's a nihilist that doesn't believe in anything.
And just for him, when they get to that next, get back to the city.
Yeah, he runs there. He's just like, he just solemnly says, I'll get your gold back. He shows up.
Oh, yeah.
While he's on his way there, the drunk dude peeing, finds the new bounties being posted. He's just like, oh my God, guys, we gotta run. We screwed up. We're gonna die.
We fucked up bad. That dude don't got a 30. He got 100. And this boy got 60. That's 160
We're gonna die.
million. That's 3 times as higher than yours, Bellamy. We gonna get fucked up.
That's pretty much what he does. He's just like, dude.
And they weren't hearing none of that shit. They weren't hearing none of that shit.
That's a fake bounty. He's just doing it to scare us. And then Luffy shows up and just like, hey, yo, Bellamy.
Give me my gold
I'm
back.
gonna ring your bell.
Give me the gold back. He was like, you can't take this gold back. You're a scared dude with no dreams. You're not a pirate for real. Oh, yeah, that's right. Real pirates do take gold. So I'm going to take that gold.
Yeah, he's like, nah, dude, it's my gold. And Luffy's just like, okay, then I'm going to be a pirate and it's going to be my gold.
My gold, yep.
He's like, and the Bellamy's just like, what? He does like the meme.
Then he quadruple downs, like maybe sextuple downs on just how nihilistic he is while he's bouncing all over the city like a fucking ping pong with no gravity on it. And just, or like the old brick games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
He's bouncing there, and Luffy's just dodging him. Luffy's not even like taking him serious.
Nope.
But he's just like, you punk, how dare you have dreams? Just wait for this new era of pirates.
And I love it. When he gets to the point, he's like, oh yeah, you said I can't throw a punch, right? And he just puts the fist in the air. Black powered his ass. Just put it in the air.
And he catches him on the come in and punches him so hard that he has not like a handprint. His face is mushed into the shape of a fist.
Like literally, it's like that where he hit him is the epicenter of like the biggest crater of the fist that he really was trying to make. Like,
yeah, it's not like there's not a handprint on his face. It's his face is like wrapped around a dent that is a fish shape.
Yeah,
it looks pretty funny. That's actually what I should have used as a thumbnail. I didn't think about that. That's pretty. But everyone's just like, oh my God, Oh my god, we fucked up. And his crew like originally was just like, oh, it doesn't matter. And they're just like, Bellamy. That's like what they pull. Like, and Luffy's just like, what happened to all that shit you was talking earlier, dog? Like, I thought you was bad.
And they take all the gold and they ask him, where you going? Where am I going? Up there.
Yeah, I love that. He's just like, I'm going out there, dog. Y'all made fun of it. Something I did. I love that.
It was funny. It was funny because, like, even it's just the symbolism itself. Like, up there, yeah, I'm going to the Sky Island, but also up there, I'm going to the top.
Yeah,
like, fuck y'all. Like, y'all trash. I'm going to the top. And it was like, because that whole time they tried to tell him and Zoro one shit because they thought their boundaries were so low or because they look like shrimps or whatever. And then he one-shots their boss and tells him, I'm going to the top. After literally all that shit they was talking, saying Bellamy's going to be at the top, y'all trash, y'all scum. Finished your boss who y'all said was going to be at the top, and I tell y'all.
Yeah, all the thing was missing is it being the middle finger.
Nah, that would have been.
But like how disrespectful it is, like he's just like, go.
What?
I'm going over there.
That would have been a top disrespectful.
It's hilarious.
Moment.
Like he immediately ends it, and he almost misses the upshot stream that they're waiting on. That's in the morning.
Yeah, because of
Bellamy. It's because he wanted to recapture the Hercules stag beetle he found earlier.
Yep.
He does it, by the way. He catches another one and brings it on the ship. He's just like, this is so cool. I got a Hercules stag beetle. And it made me buy a freaking Hercules stag beetle thing. In honor of these episodes, I had to buy the Beast Box Hercules stag beetle.
That should have been the thumbnail.
Like, here,
like
I'll
side by side.
Hold it like Luffy does. You can turn around with it like this. Like, hey. That just cracked me up so much that Luffy was just like, okay, so I know I'm going to do this instantly, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to go find this, I'm going to spend the rest of my night. Like, he spends his entire night. He spends like 6 hours searching for a goddamn Hercules stag beetle, dude.
Yeah. That's a accurate time lapse because the moon was straight up in the air.
Yeah, and they leave at like
11 or something. And then he left Bellamy and then I could say like after midnight.
Well, I don't even think it's after midnight because it doesn't take him that long to get there. He's being chased like by the giant mantises.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of unfortunate, but like he kills that man though. Like Bellamy's like completely like gone now.
Yeah.
Like, Bellamy doesn't matter. But I just love that. He's just like, oh, yeah, Bellamy, I'm just gonna do this thing called one shot you. That's what happens when you get carried. It's like it just cracks me up every time. He's like, this is what happens when you get carried in life, bub. Bellamy's just like, I don't get carried in life. And it turns out he did indeed get carried. That's what happens when you're a nihilist. The Ubermensch is going to show up and show you that you're a bitch. That's what it's all about. It's like Blue's Clues. And then after that, they get to the upstream, and we see at Marine Base headquarters, there's a special thing going on. And we get like the biggest foreshadowing in history. We see some old dudes sitting down talking about how dangerous Shanks is and Whitebeard is. But they don't call them by their names. They're just like the redhead dude and the Whitebeard guy. But they're actually the main bad guys of the entire show. But we just didn't know it at the time. We just thought they were old men that didn't matter. But it turns out it's like the fourth, fifth, third, and second person in charge of the world government is who those people are. And it's just like, what? For real? And it just cracks me up that that's the case. Like, these are the most powerful people in the world. And they're just A bunch of old dudes.
Yeah, that was one of Oda's points. Was giving the elderly like a pivotal position in his show.
Like, is this supposed to be an allegory for Congress? Like, is he making fun of American Congress? Because if so, props. Because that's pretty real.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And then they have a meeting with what's the admiral's name? Sengoku. I couldn't remember if it. My brain every time wants to say Rengoku, R.I.P. Little boy.
Rengoku.
But every time, or not every time, but so Sengoku has a meeting with a couple of the warlords. We meet Don Flamingo.
Oh, it is.
Don Flamingo wears a fucking boa, so he's either OP as shit or he's gay as fuck. There's no in between. That's just how Japanese stuff works. I don't make the rules. Kuma was there. Yeah, Kuma. And was it Gecko Moria?
Yeah. Gecko Moria was
and I feel like there was one more.
Boa Hancock wasn't there.
Yeah, Boa Hancock wasn't there. Jinpei wasn't there.
Some of Jinbei. No, he was locked up at this point.
Well, Mihawk's there. That's who it was.
Mihawk.
Yeah,
Mihawk.
What's it called? Are we sure Jinpei was locked up at this time?
I think so.
Because there was who's his replacement? Because Blackbeard replaces Crocodile.
Crocodile was Jinbei's replacement.
He was? Okay. Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure.
Crocodile was Jinbei's replacement.
Okay. I wasn't sure because they don't say how long Jinbei. Because Jinbei hasn't been locked up that long when Luffy meets him.
No.
Because he was. They had to make him a warlord because it was the only way to keep a Fishman revolution from happening. Mm-hmm. So they had to make him a warlord.
But
because he could control the rest of Tiger Fisher's crew.
But yeah, it was Doflamingo, Kuma, Mihawk. And
I'm pretty sure it was Gecko Moria.
And I think Moria was there.
I think just because I remember the grating laugh that Gecko Moria had. She. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. And then some dude with the top hat shows up and be like, "I got Luffy. A good candidate for you."
That was Luffy.
And there's like, "Who's your candidate?" And he's just like, "My boy Blackbeard." They're just like, "Who's that?" And he's just like, "You'll know soon enough. He's going to bring you a great bounty." And it's just like, okay, guards, kill him. But it's fun. Like, Sengoku could have just killed him instantly, you know? It turns out, like, we don't know it now, but in like 300 episodes, we learned Sengoku is Himothy. Like, or at least his devil fruit is. But that's neither here nor there. It's just like a thing that shows us like Blackbeard wants to capture Luffy because Blackbeard learns how big Luffy's bounty is, so he tries to catch Luffy, and as soon as he goes after Luffy, that's when this upstream, it's called the upstream, right?
Knock upstream,
that's it. I had it mostly right. The knock upstream knocks them up into the Sea of Clouds, and they escape Blackbeard trying to catch him. And now they're in the outskirts of Skypiea. Bunch of stuff happens, but nothing that really shows off Luffy's like character or like does anything for an argument. We meet an old guy that looks like the god off of the Solemn cards from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. Godfall definitely looks like Tim.
Yeah. So, yeah. And he rides a bird that wears pink pajamas that ate the horse fruit, so it's a Pegasus.
Makes no sense.
What?
That there's actually a Pegasus fucking fruit.
Yeah, I love the fact that they're just like, isn't it kind of useless since he can already fly that he ate the horse fruit? Like, someone asked him that, remember? Someone's just like, what's the point? He can already fly. Like, it doesn't do anything. Like, that's stupid. I think it's Nami that points it out, or Usopp. It's like, that's dumb. It's just like, hey, bro, don't be making fun of my bird. That's basically a Pokemon, because all I can say is his name.
Pierre.
And then after that, they talk to this old lady that lies to them.
Yeah, you good. You good.
Well, you can go in.
Go in.
No worries. You can just pay it later. And by later, I mean times 100.
With your life.
Well, yeah, it eventually turns into Into Your Life. But at the start, it's not. And they show up.
With your life.
They show up at the beach and they start playing at the beach. They get a ride from a giant lobster. Actually, they called it a lobster, but it looked more like a crawfish. You know? Like, it looked more like a crawfish. I don't know. It could be either or. But also, I feel like they don't have a lot of crawfish in Japan.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, I can see them making a crawfish and being like, oh, no, it's just a baby lobster. And then, so they get there. They meet this dude named Papagyu. And Conus.
Papaya.
We learn about this this super secret special technology that makes zero sense called a dial. And it's just a shell that can break the laws of physics.
All of them just...
That's just what they do. They all just break different laws of physics.
They just all do dumb shit.
And they come from sea monsters. They don't explain that either. They're just like, oh yeah, sea monsters here. They work like the monsters from Monster Hunter. They're just they got weird ass abilities, and they just do it. They do everything. They just do shit. Sorry, young. That we don't know how they do shit, but they do shit. That's how the dials work.
They just do shit.
Yeah, they just do shit. What's it called? When they meet Conus, and then they get jumped by this group called the White Berets.
That's still a crazy name for a faction.
And Nami accidentally almost kills one of them.
Yeah.
And so then they're just like, you're going to be judged by God. And they're just like, what, God? And it's just like, yeah.
God
not real. Like, he was like, that's not God. Like, who you talking about, God? And Luffy, like... And it just shows, like, the people of Skypiea, like, need a god to worship. But Luffy's just like, why would you do that? That seems so dumb. Like, why you... Like, it's a group of people that need God to define their existence, and they meet a person that doesn't. Like, one of the few types of people in Luffy that doesn't need a god to orient their life. And it's just, like, a good little... What's it called? It's a good little like parallel for what we've been talking about, since the Ubermensch is the one that's supposed to transcend the need for God. Like Luffy's like moral compass, like doesn't matter if there's a God or not, it still works. Like he doesn't need to worship anybody.
Which makes it that Enel, Anaru, whichever one tickles your fancy, is lightning and Luffy is rubber. So it's like a direct opposition.
Well, yeah, so like he works against God, but God doesn't work against him.
Yep.
Like, which is like real fitting. Like it's a good parallel. Like they have what's the right way to say this? They have like, because we don't need to get into like what Enel's after, but Luffy is it's more like Luffy is outside of the reach of what God can do to him.
Yeah. Precisely because when you think about it metaphorically, just how you said, like Enel had the reaches to pretty much he could hear anybody. He could stop anybody, smite anybody he wanted to. And literally, the White Sea didn't even know rubber existed, which is even more like bananas when you think about this.
Well, like rubber comes from trees, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but literally, he was so confident about everything, and then Luffy's existence, literally, even watching it for the first time, like I didn't even put two and two together until they put it in front of his face. That's just because I'm stupid, you know. I'm pretty sure other people probably got it faster, but like just seeing how, you know, like just condescending, like Enel is to just see Luffy and like, what you mean my votes don't hurt you? And he was calling himself God the whole time. So it's like he could do anything he wanted to anybody in the world, but he couldn't do nothing to Luffy.
Yeah, it's like Luffy's state of mind exists outside of the realm of God.
Yep.
Because God doesn't matter. A God doesn't matter to the Ubermensch. And they're not calling him a God. The people of Scafia don't call him a God. They call him the God.
Yep.
Because it's like the only place that we've seen a religion so far in the show. Like, we know there's more religions. Like, there's, like, the Albathian gods.
Yep.
But, like, that's, like, it when it comes to gods. At least for, like, the first, like, 600 episodes. Like, Enel. And it makes sense that somebody would be like, oh, my God. Because, like, or, oh, my God, Enel's a god. Because he's, like, one of the most, like, terrifying things to an uneducated populace.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just the living incarnation of that thing. And he can see the future.
Yeah.
Which is just hockey, but he renamed it because he wants to feel special.
Mantra.
Yeah. He's just like, I got a mantra, dude. It lets me die to your path. And then Luffy's just like...
And he even...
What?
He even solely admitted to, towards the end of this... Wait, I don't even got to mention that.
Yeah, we're going to get there next week.
Yeah, we're going to get there next week.
It's actually an acronym. Let me pull it back up. It's an acronym for the... I don't know how to say this because I'm not Italian. But International per l'Energia Elettrica. And it's like the National Electricity Board in like Italy. Which I thought was funny. Especially when you think about it like this. Like, remember how much Catholic Church vibes Enel gives off? You know? Like his, like, sure he has like a Shinto temple, but it feels like very Catholic-y, you know?
Yeah.
Guess where the Vatican City is? In Italy. So Enel being an Italian acronym for electricity stuff is kind of hilarious in my opinion. Because, like, it's like the most famous religious place in the world. Like, it's the Vatican City and Mecca. And, I guess, Jerusalem. The three most famous religious places on Earth. And Enel's name just happens to be the electric board of the thing near one of those places. It's just, like, Oda couldn't have done that on accident.
No. I think
like, that had to be on purpose. Oda does his homework. Which... just makes it more interesting that Oda does some insane amount of homework for his stuff. Nami, Zoro, Nico, and Chopper get drugged off by the giant lobster crawfish hybrid thingamajigger. How do you wanna? I don't know what to like. What it really is.
The crawfish thing, but
yeah, it reminds me of a crawfish, not a lobster. But I'm not the brightest man in the world, so I will let entomologists discuss that. Well, Luffy probably knows what it is. Because it looks like a beetle. So if Luffy calls it a lobster, it's a lobster. You know, I think that's fair. I think Luffy's proven his knowledge base on stuff like that. And then the Sanji, Luffy, and what's it called? Crap, I can't think of Usopp's name, and I just thought of his name. Awesome. Sometimes Usopp's name eludes me. They go to, what's it called? They go to Cronus takes them to, I can't remember the place, to get her car. Well, it's her boat, to go through the forest to face judgment from Enel. I don't know a better way to say it, so I'm going to say it like that because it sounds funny.
I'm with it.
So they go to face judgment. They go to... Enel tries to kill Cronus, or not? Yeah, Cronus. Conus. I keep saying Cronus, like the from Greek mythology. Tries to strike Conus down for trying to tell Luffy and gang what's going on, that they're trying to kill him. And Luffy's just like, dude, I don't care if you're trying to kill me. I'm going to save my homies. Because they don't understand that Luffy doesn't play that crap that they play. Like, everyone thinks Luffy's just going to run away because he's scared of God. But Luffy's just like, dude, the only God I care about is the God of meat.
Yeah.
He's like, if there's a God of meat, you can convert me to your religion. Otherwise, just point me to the bros. We gotta go save Nami and Zoro. And I guess the other two while we're there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so, they go to chase him. They have to do the ordeals. They have the ordeal of spheres, which is just Satori, this weirdo that uses special surprise clouds. And that's what he talks like. So I hate Satori with the passion because every time he talks, I'm just like, please. Yeah, like, shut up, him. Please. Please kill him. Please. Like, normally I'm not like, kill the man, but with him, I'm just like, make it slow. Just because I hated his voice. Like, he pissed me off. Which I think is like the point. Like, he's supposed to piss you off. Yeah. So they fight this man. They learn about mantra, and they're just like, oh, it's just hacks. We got to find a way to get around these hacks. And then he makes a dragon out of the cloud spheres, throws it at Luffy. Luffy's just like, wait, it's connected by a wire. That's how he's chasing me with it. And then he throws it back at him. It blows him up. Satori thinks Luffy is dead. And he's just like, Luffy's just like, you can't use your mantra to see where I am, crap. If you can't move, it's like, what good is it if you can't move? And so Luffy holds him down, and then Sanji kills him.
Pretty much.
Like, no, they say that he's dead.
Yeah.
Because when we learn about Anissa, Anissa's just like, he's dead.
The other two brothers pretty much say
like, he's probably not dead, but they say he's dead. They're just like, no, motherfucker dead. Like 4 different people say he's dead. Anel says he's dead. His brother and his other brother say he's dead, and Anissa says he's dead. And Anissa is like an absolute mantra prodigy. Isa, yeah. Isa, something.
Isa, yeah, it don't matter.
Isis. No, it's not. You know how I know that? Because she wasn't one of the ones with the bazooka.
That's true.
Like, everyone else has a bazooka but her. That's
literally how we know everyone else.
That's how we know it's not pronounced Isis. So,
Rocky.
So They beat the Trial of Spheres. They try to proceed. We learn that there's these other people that were on the island first. The Shandorians. And it's like the exact inverse of the English coming to America.
Yeah.
Because instead of the English coming to America, the Americas came to England. Is basically what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
Like, part of a friggin' island gets shot up into the sky and stuck on some clouds. Like, you know, that's fucking hilarious. And then it turns out the Shandorans and the people of Skypiea have been in a battle over the sacred land for like 400 years. And the leader of the Shandorans is this dude named Viper. I don't understand his name either, guys. So please don't ask. Like, yeah, his name is literally what Luffy's gonna do with him. He's gonna wiper his ass with him. Also, that fight got on my nerves because, like, at any point Luffy could just win the fight, but they wanted Wiper to seem cool.
I can see that.
Like we know, like, if Luffy touches him, and Luffy should be able to touch him because the people that he's fought to this point would have just, like...
Or faster.
Yeah, would have just destroyed Wiper. Like, instantly destroyed Wiper, but Luffy has to struggle because they want to set up his fight with him.
Yeah. Not even just that, I felt like it was for... Like, it was trying to give Wiper the upper hand because he knew the terrain better. Like, quote unquote. But
he doesn't even know the terrain.
Yeah. And then, like, what he was doing, the way he was fighting really wasn't all that fast. But, like, even the way he finished him.
But not, like, he fights just like Bellamy did.
But slower.
Yeah, just slower Bellamy. So if Luffy can keep up with Bellamy, like...
But that bazooka was pretty strong, though. That's like the only thing I can
But also, like, it didn't do anything to Luffy. Like, Luffy immediately just stood up.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it doesn't, like, it, like, ripped holes, like, it shoots, like, a massive fire blast that can rip holes in trees, but Luffy gets hit with it twice and doesn't care. So it's just like, why are you trying to hype up Wiper? Just let Luffy beat him, or don't make them run into each other.
That's true.
Like, I just didn't like, because it was just like, it was false tension trying to set up a future fight between Wiper and... Like, it was clear that it was supposed to set up a fight between Wiper and a priest to show, like, for it to make sense why Wiper can beat a priest.
I mean, the priests themselves aren't, like, overpowered either.
Yeah, it's just mantra.
That's it.
But
with Chopper's fight is what made me realize that.
What's called? They learned the trick. So there's, like, a trick with the guy, with the priest that makes him, like, super easy to beat. And it's, as soon as you learn how their abilities work, like, you learn they're not abilities, they're just dials.
Yep.
Like, combat dials. Then all of a sudden, none of their gimmicks work anymore.
Yep. Like, that's what it felt, the whole part. Like, even what you say with, what the fuck's the guy's name, even? It's not Kimakura. No, Wiper. Even with Wiper, like, it was like, he was a step ahead of the way the priests fought, because the priests were only using these dials and other little crazy stuff, and the only reason they couldn't beat the priests was because the priests had mantra. That's the only reason, plus an L. Like, that was it. Because you see Chopper, when Chopper beat Gadetsu or Gadatsu, whatever his name is.
Well, the big thing is like, Chopper's like the third most powerful crew member. He's just too afraid to fight. Because, like, at this point, he's probably stronger than Sanji.
Yeah. But, like
until Sanji learns Haki, like... Because, like, he hasn't gone Behemoth mode yet, but Behemoth mode is 100% stronger than current Sanji.
Right
like,
now,
Behemoth point, like, 100%. Like, up until time skip, when he goes Behemoth... I think it's called Behemoth in Japanese. I think it's called Behemoth Point in Japanese.
I couldn't tell.
Or it might be that's what he calls it in a video game. That might be why I'm thinking that.
I couldn't tell you. All
But
I've ever known is Monster Point.
But his big form is like probably much stronger than Sanji right now. But he never uses the big point form. I like calling it big point. But like Monster Point, like he doesn't even use it against Gidatsu, so that should tell you like how not scared of Gidatsu he was.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Because if I remember, he has Monster Point at this point. Because he has 7 transformation and he only uses 6.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things like.
Yeah, he has. He just doesn't use it.
But he just one-shots Gidatsu too. And he gets jet punched multiple times. And like the whole thing is Gidatsu.
Twice?
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah. No, I'm just running through my head.
And
like
it's
you're
like.
right.
And then the thing is like jet punch, he punches the first dude to explain how jet punch works. Punches them so hard that they run into a concrete wall, and the concrete wall basically disintegrates because they hit it so hard. Mm-hmm. And Chopper just eats 2 of them.
Yep.
And then proceeds to one-shot him.
But that's what I like. I agree with you. Like all the fights to this point felt kind of like that.
They all just feel
Wiper versus
bad.
Luffy. Like even in Nell versus Luffy. We gonna get there next week. But like just in the general sense of how these fights going, like even the first Satoru dude, he only
so the Grand Fall and Shura fight's good. I'll give that one a pat. That's a good fight. Like Shura, that one works. That one works. It's just all. But that's because
both of them were so similar though. Like between Godfall and Shura, the way they fought,
also
just how
showed
similar
that like
they were.
Shura only won because he used dirty shit.
Yeah.
Like Shura was getting his ass beat even with Mantra.
Yeah.
Like it just showed like Ganfall. Like if you don't have a Devil Fruit or mastery of hockey, like Ganfall will kick your ass, sort of
Big
thing.
Time. Yeah.
So it's like one of those things because Mantra is just really low level observation hockey. For those that don't know, it's just like the lowest level of observation hockey.
Pretty much.
Because it's where you don't see it; it's where you hear it.
Yep.
It's like the thing the thing Zoro realizes when he fights Mr. One.
Yeah.
That everything has a hum to it. Mm-hmm. And that's what Mantra is that you just hear the life voice of everyone's hockey, like their latent hockey. So it lets you hear what they're going to do. But when you're good at observation hockey, like Sanji gets in like 600 episodes, or is it 700 episodes? I think it's 700. Because no one's on Shanks level.
No, 700, yeah.
Nobody's on Shanks level. Because Shanks is like supposed to be the greatest observation hockey user ever. Like his observation hockey is so good that it makes it where other people's doesn't work.
Yep.
And not just other people's, but like other absolute masters of it.
Yep.
Like his is so good that it works like a nin ability from Hunter x Hunter.
But that actually, they say that's something like a nin ability for Shanks. They're able to cancel other people's observation.
Well, it's probably just, if I had to guess, it's him activating Conqueror's hockey and observation hockey at the same time.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That would make sense. Because also it makes, like, because that's how Luffy gets his Gear 4 shit, is he, like, uses, like, 2 different hockey modes at the same time. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense. And it also, like, he could have such advanced hockey. And it could also go with my theory that I said about the, like, true ultimate level of hockey is where, like, past Conqueror's hockey, where instead of trying to conquer other people, it's a conquering of yourself. Mm-hmm. And he could just have such complete self-mastery that since he has such mastery of his own observation, he can control other people's observations. Mm-hmm. And I think that fits perfectly with his ability too. Does. Especially since he can see like 20 minutes into the future if he concentrates hard enough. Like he can't see exactly what's going to happen, but like he knows what was it? Like that's like 10 seconds in the future he knows everything that's going to happen, but he can see, I say 20 minutes, that's a hyperbole. It's probably like 2 minutes in the future.
Which is still a lot.
It's a lot when you can move close to the speed of sound.
Still though,
yeah.
Like, yeah. When things happen fast too, because I don't know how far you saw when it was with kids, but I'll get to that later. I know
it's at least several seconds.
No, with Kid, it was lengthy because he went through a whole
when I say several seconds, I mean like at least 25. I don't mean like 7. In this instance, I don't mean like 7. Because it doesn't feel like it was multiple minutes. Like it feels like it looks like it was only like 45 seconds or something. But there's nothing that tells you the time. Has that been animated yet?
What?
That moment with Kid? I don't think so.
Yeah. It's coming though.
Yeah, it'll give us better understanding.
Like before July gets here, we'll probably get it.
We'll have a better understanding of exactly how good his future sight is. But so Mantra's special because it's the first time that we've seen hockey, and something tells me at the time that he did it, he didn't plan on everyone being able to have that.
Right.
But then he was just like, hey, this is actually a good concept. I'm going to go with it. Because it's just Ryu from Hunter x Hunter. Ryu is the thing is part in Nin Control.
Ryu's in One Piece too.
But it's a different thing.
Yeah, but it's actually called Ryu.
Yeah.
Ryu.
Well, it just means dragon.
Yeah.
So it's like, it makes sense that it's used a lot because it's popular in Japanese stuff. But, so they beat Satori. They keep going on. Not Luffy. Nami, Zoro, and Nico go exploring to see where they are. Chopper stays on the boat. Chopper gets attacked by Shura. Chopper uses a whistle, giving them the Gonfall. Gonfall shows up, beats the crap out of Shura. Shura pulls a dirty trick to trap him and stab him in the I believe it's the stomach, because Chopper says like he has a lot of damage to his intestines. Also, something that's super inconsistent that kind of made me mad about every time Shura fights. Why do people bleed when Shura pokes them? Because it should be cauterized. It's like one of those things like I get it, like sounds cool in the moment, but then you gotta remember that his shit's like hot. Like even when it's not on fire, it's still hot. Because remember when he stabs the ship's metal, it melts it before it catches on fire. So it's just like one of those things. Like every time Shura stabs someone, so that's why it's like, of course, Gonfall survived. You cauterized the wound. Like if you didn't stab him in the spine, you stabbed him in the stomach. It's cauterized as long as there's a good doctor near him.
Chopper.
Which one of the best doctors in the world is right next to him. Because we learn like Chopper's like 20 years ahead of everyone in Alabasta when it comes to doctor skills. Yeah, and his knowledge. And like what he's used to working with is like 20 years ahead of everything in Alabasta. So like you have one of the best doctors in the world like having a cauterized stab wound probably isn't the
Child's play to him.
Probably, yeah. And you see Gonfall, he's like a really strong dude and he recovers super fast. Like he recovers in less than 2 days.
One thing I wish they would have explained a little bit more is his pathway to becoming God, since he was God before.
Well, what's it called? It's implied that he was friends with Roger.
Yeah. Oh, no. I know that.
Like, so, but he doesn't say he was God at that point, I don't think. He was?
He was.
When you met him? Okay, so he was a God. So if I had to guess, it's just that he was strong. But the problem is, when he was strong, like if he wouldn't have been strong back then, is my thing. Because like, back then, people were stronger. Or, it's not that they were stronger, it's just that there was more strong people back then. Like, because, like, we don't know who the strongest person ever was, but Shanks is stronger than Kaido. Kaido was strong, like, when Gold Roger was around. And Shanks is weaker than Gold Roger was before he got sick, probably. Like, it's, like, easy to infer that. Like, we don't know for sure, but it's the most likely thing that it is, you know?
I couldn't say.
So,
I just know his hockey master is up there.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is, like, the average pirate was stronger 22 years ago. Like, because you had to deal with Prime Whitebeard. You had to deal with Prime Whitebeard, Prime, what's his name? Rocks. Is it Rocks?
Yeah, Rocks.
The like actual evil pirate guy.
Yeah, Rocks.
Rocks. Gold Roger.
Garp.
Young Kaido. Garp. The greatest marine the world's ever seen in Garp. What else? You had to to make a name for yourself back then. It was harder. It was harder. Like now, like you see, like there's like how many members of the Supernovas are there? 20.
Well, no, 10.
10. Okay.
10.
But if you count their second in command, it'd be 20.
Yeah.
So, like, it stands to reason that he is tougher. Like, he was strong back in the day. It's just he's not in his prime anymore. Like, he can't use hockey, though. But to me, it stands to reason that, because he's an old dude now. So it stands to reason it could be sort of like the Whitebeard thing. Not that he's sick, but just that he's old. And so he's considerably weaker. So he could have been strong enough. Like, he could have just been so strong that the people of Skypiea worship him like a god because he just so happens to be so freakishly strong.
It would have to be.
That's what I think it is.
The thing why I mentioned it is because for Nell to just come in with the only two things that's different, with the most important difference being the mantra, like just him having that devil fruit, it was crazy.
I don't think the mantra mattered. I think it's the devil fruit because he beats the crap out of Shura until Shura uses Cloud String.
The fruit like is,
but he also has one of the best devil fruits.
Yeah, but mantra's important is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, like mantra's important, but
because that's what makes it hard for them to get over the priests. Like, Anel's not even a problem for the most part. Well, it's the priests.
If you use the hacks that all the priests are using, like the dials and stuff, it makes it like not that big of a gap. Because remember, that's how Wiper kills Shura.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually using a dial instead of everything else.
What was it? Because they took forever to actually start going at the priest in Anel, the Shandorians. And like, that's why I was saying, like, the only gap differences between the Shandorians and the priests is mantra. That's it.
I don't even think it's just mantra. What I'm saying, because, like, I think it's the use of dials.
Yeah, but
like I think dials are bigger than mantra. It's what, like, I think the dials are a bigger thing than the mantra is. Because, like, once they learn how to counter except for Ohm. Like, Ohm's different because Ohm's the strongest priest. But, like, for the first three, as soon as they use dials, like, mantra is negated.
I won't say it's negated.
Well, it's not negated, but you know what I mean. Like, mantra's not good enough to negate how much a dial helps.
Yeah, I mean, but mantra sets it up to where that dial could be used in its maximum use.
Yeah.
Like, its most perfect use. Because if you see everything they're about to do, you see everything they're about to do before they do it. It's like you got an impact dial. Wait till he hits you and he's weak, then hit him with something that's going to take him out. That's what mantra allows you to do. And having the dials now, because their technology versus Shandor's technology now, that's way, like, the dials are way better technology whatever the hell the Shandorians are using.
Yeah, because they have like
versatility.
Like the axe dial.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's just the Shandorians are willing to use the most powerful dials.
Yep.
Which kills the user if you use it too many times.
The impact and
the
wrecked or...
it's called... I can't think of the name. but it absorbs any impact and reverses it 10 times.
Rescind,
but it's so strong.
It starts with an R.
Yeah.
Redirect.
Something. Redirect dial. I think it's redirect dial.
Yeah.
But it's so strong that it turns back all of it to the user also. Yeah. Because you can't control it.
Yep.
I'll be right back. I gotta grab something real quick. But yeah, we were at Shandor.
Yep. So once you really think about it, Shandors and the priests, pretty much, like the technology is somewhat the same. Everything good?
And then after that, Shura shows up, tries to kill Chopper. Chopper blows the horn. Gonfall shows up. Gonfall, Shura fight. Gonfall is beating the crap out of Shura, and then Shura uses the cloud strings that he has hidden to immobilize him, to stab him. Chopper, when he falls into the water, Chopper, even though he can't swim, dives in after him to try to sacrifice himself, because Shura said something that resonated with him about, to beat me, you have to be willing to sacrifice stuff. Chopper thinks he's gonna die. He wakes up a little bit later. It turns out some south bird saved him, and the reason they saved him is because Gonfall's God, like the God that they actually respect. Like, that's what they tell Chopper. Then they Nami, Nico, and Zoro find out that the upper yard is just the missing piece of Jaya, because it has the other half of Cricket's house on it. Cricket's family house. Which is crazy. How did Cricket's house stay up for 400 years missing half of it?
I have no idea.
Like, what?
I have no idea.
And then after that, they go back. All the Straw Hats show up. They regroup. And they, like, put together a plan to get to the thing, because they find out that the city, like, knowing that this is the thing that Nolan the Liar was talking about, tells them that somewhere up here is the City of Gold. So they're just like, cool, we got a new plan. Find the City of Gold.
Mm-hmm.
And so the morning, well, some mysterious force fixes the ship that Usopp is convinced is a ghost. That's an important thing. Because Usopp goes to pee, and he sees a ghost fixing the ship. And then, in the morning, the Shandorians, like, declare full-ass war. Instead of just, like, the normal, like, guerrilla warfare attacks. They just declare full war on it now. They get there. Zoro beats up, like, Wiper's main dude. Wiper kills Shura with I want to say it's a redirect dial. That's what I want to say the name is, but I can't remember what the actual name is. So, we're just going to say redirect dial. Kills him because he hits him in the chest with it. And, like, I assume it shuts down his heart. Because if someone hit you with the force of 10 palm strikes at your heart at one single time, even if you have super strength, you're probably dead.
Yeah, it did stop his heart.
Like, I just assumed from the cinematography that his heart stopped.
No, they said it did.
Okay. I couldn't remember that they said it did. It's just the cinematography.
He has to shock himself to get his heart back going again.
What?
You talking about the nail fight, aren't you?
No. I'm talking about Shura.
What are you talking? No.
Where Wiper hit Shura with the palm heel strike. Yeah.
I went too far ahead.
But
no, because then it would.
Because he hits him like straight in the heart with it. I think it's his right hand. He's like, haha. And Shura's just like, this is just an impact now. That doesn't matter. He's just like, no, it's not. And Shura's just more
important. It's harder than an impact now.
Oh. Then when that fight, Zoro, like, I think he kills one of his right hand men. Yama, the super secret leader of the child molester squad. Because he's like one of the head priests. So, child molester squad. And Nico just one-shots him since she can actually fight now.
Yep.
Because she refuses to break everything. We learned that there's a new poneglyph there. Because she thought the only poneglyph that still existed was destroyed. So she didn't know that she had something to look forward to in life. Now she knows that there's more poneglyphs. So she has like a reason to keep going now. Outside of just like staying alive. Ha, 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 ha. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I had to make that joke. I couldn't resist. Then after that, Luffy and Wiper fight. Well, actually, I think it's like at the same time. And like we were saying earlier, like the fight seems super weird. Because like Wiper should just lose off rip. Just like it shouldn't even have been a fight. To like, he's just a slower Bellamy. He's a weaker Bellamy. Luffy kind of hard counters his entire kit. Luffy hits him with the Gum Gum Bazooka. I think just to be cheeky since he has a bazooka. Luffy falls into a cave because he gets hit by like Wiper's ultimate attack. And it doesn't even phase him. He's like laying on the ground and then he just sits up. And his like clothes have char marks on them. And he's just like, that was dumb. My favorite thing though is when like he first runs into Wiper when Wiper's just like, that's it, we're fighting. And he's just like, I thought I told you to leave. And Luffy's just like, you don't have any right to tell me to leave. Just like, this is Shandoran land. And Luffy's just like, oh my bad, I didn't know. Let me go find my friends real quick. And he's just like, what are you talking about? And he's just like, I respect that. I respect that's your land. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. And he's just like, no, we're fighting. Like, that cracked me up. Like, maybe if they said, like, Luffy didn't want to hurt the guy, it would make more sense. But they'd have to say. But also, it could go into the belief thing, though. Right? Like, our belief theory about Nika's power. Because Nika, also, here's another thing. Gods get their power from the people that believes in them believing in them. Right?
Right.
So it makes sense if that is Nika's power, is that he has the power of what he believes in. And so what if Luffy thinks people are on his level that aren't, and it lets them hurt him? Like, if someone looks tough, he thinks that they're tough, so it means that they're actually able to be tough against him, even though they shouldn't be able to.
That makes sense.
And then there's also if it is belief, if the system is belief that Gear 5 works with and not imagination, it would make sense why every one of his crewmates can hurt him. Like, all of them can like, he'll have like moments. It's supposed to be for comic relief, but it makes it make sense. Like, he'll say something stupid and then his face will be all beat up. But like, he gets beaten by Sanji in this arc, like, worse than any villain he's ever fought. And he's got like a busted lip and it heals like almost instantly, but he gets like super jacked up. And Sanji can't really do that to him. Like, we know Sanji can't do that to him because he can just like flick Sanji away. So it makes me wonder if it's like his belief in it that makes it happen. An interesting concept that could be possible. Then after that, Chopper fights Geretsu. Geretsu uses a really stupid thing called a jet dial. Chopper one-shots Geretsu is super uninteresting. Enel shows up to talk to Gonfall. He's like, I've been using everybody here this whole time. Like your old homies. I've been using them to do slave labor. Because religion. Yeah. So, and he's just like, I'm done. I just showed up to tell you I was done. Enel one-shot Sanji and Usopp because Enel ate the Rumble fruit, right? It's the Rumble fruit?
No, Goro. Well, that's what it's called in the Japanese. Is Goro no Mi.
But I thought it was like the English name is the Rumble fruit.
I have no idea what the English name is.
Rumble fruit. I'm pretty sure it's called the Rumble fruit. Yeah, the Goro no Mi is the Rumble fruit. It's one of the strongest cursed fruits. It's a cursed devil fruit? What the fuck's a cursed devil fruit?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh, I wonder if the cursed devil fruits, like when it says it says is that it allows the user to produce as well as become the element they control. So I wonder if a cursed devil fruit is the type that can turn into the thing. You know? Maybe that's what it is?
I couldn't tell you.
Huh. There's gotta be difference to it than just that. I don't know. No, but yeah, he ate the Rumble fruit, so he's a electric human, so he can control and turn into electricity at will. Electricity is like one of the primordial forces that humans have feared since time immemorial. So obviously people view him as a god because they're super uneducated there in Scapia. And so if a dude can turn into lightning and smite people and fly and see the future, you're probably going to call him God. Especially if you don't have any science books. And then the episode 175 ends with Zoro, Wiper, and Gonfall about to have a battle. And just messed up Chopper with his special attack for the Ordeal of Iron. Also, you know is like a measurement of waves, which is another Easter egg. Oda and his Easter eggs. But that's pretty much all we got for this, because like the big defying God stuff and like how Luffy is unimpeded by the idea of God comes up in the God fight, like when he actually fights Enel, which would be next week. But that's going to be the big like thing that we talk about next week, is how Luffy is like an answer to a world without God.
Yep.
And that's like what the next 25 episodes is all about. Because do we want to just finish the arc? Because the arc ends at like 206, so it's only like 6 episodes more than what
It's not hard.
You know, like it's only 6 episodes more than normal. Because 206 is the last episode of the arc. At least according to Crunchyroll, they could be wrong. One of those could be filler. So I guess, like, just do the extra 6. That way we can just iron it out. But
no, technically the last one is 195. 196 to 206 is G8.
G8?
Yeah, that naval base they drop into right after this.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Then and what's it called is 11 episodes, right? G8. Yeah, then we'll just go to, we'll do the normal. We'll just go to 200.
All
right. Yeah, so next week gonna be to 200 because a bunch of stuff doesn't happen in G8. The stuff that's big happens in Water 7.
Yep.
So we don't.
Water 7's definitely.
Yeah, and then in Isolavi. So, but we have like all the stuff of like Usopp wearing the Nika mask and everything.
Yep.
Without knowing that it's Nika and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any questions, comments, challenges to ideas or anything like that, let us know down in the comments.
Do that.
Corrupted and
Draco.
Signing off. Y'all have a good week.
Be safe.